Welcome, world, to Idiot's Guide to the Marvel Universe. I'm Jerome.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Hess.
This is the podcast where you will go to feel better about yourself, about your movie knowledge.
Oh, I like that.
You're like, you know what? I don't think I understood that movie that well, or I think I know something about it, but not too much. And then you come to this podcast and you're like, I know more than these guys.
Wow.
And that's why this is the Idiot's Guide to the Marvel Universe.
Well, and I do want to say, we're doing this to get Hess
To watch these movies. Hopefully love them, but who knows?
I don't care.
He could hate it this entire journey.
It might be better if he doesn't like a few of them.
Because then he'll be like, that was stupid.
And then, I like it too because he hasn't... Okay, I'm going to say this a couple times and it's not true. He hasn't seen any of them.
You have a vagina.
Yeah. He hasn't seen any of them, but that's not true. He's seen a couple.
He's seen a couple, yeah.
But I think...
Yeah, I've seen Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, and I don't think I've seen anything else.
And you watched them when they came out, right?
Yeah, so that was the
year.
Yeah. Iron Man 1 came out in 2008.
Yeah.
This was, I think, 07, I believe, the one Iron Man.
Oh, it was 7. No, it was 2008. I thought he was saying he was 7 when I.
So did I.
And I was like, you were not 7 years old when this came out.
No.
I'm like, how fucking old are you?
Turns out he's younger than me.
All right, back to that idiot's guide. So he hasn't seen any of them. Told you I was gonna keep saying that.
You only get 3 times an episode. That's it.
I've seen them all. I've never read a comic.
Me neither.
That's true.
Wow.
Macy even bought you like a giant ass, like 8 Deadpool comics together, and you haven't even looked at a page.
Unless Macy's watching, then I've glanced at it.
She's not watching this.
It's cool though. It's up on a thing. I like it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to read it.
Should put it in here for decoration then.
Probably. Except he's not in this universe, so.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's do our overall thoughts of Iron Man. Starting, I guess, with Hess, since it's
Oh, absolutely.
quoting you, he's never seen these.
Right.
So what are your overall thoughts on Iron Man?
It was cool. I thought his first suit that they made in the cave reminded me a lot of RoboCop.
Oh. See, what's funny is watching it this time, because Jon Favreau has done Mandalorian, watching it now, I'm like, oh, I can totally see this guy making Mandalorian. Like, it just totally fits watching this movie.
It does kind of remind me.
And his first suit, I was like, kind of reminds me of, like, some of the other shit in there.
Yeah, it never had before, but it did this time, too.
But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. I like Tony Stark. He's like a fast-talking, smooth guy, asshole.
It's been said a million times, but this is the movie.
This is the movie that started this universe and, like, saved these from being dumb little movies.
Yeah, it's the movie that made everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Hulk, which we're gonna watch next time.
I don't think I have the exact trivia, so like I'm gonna say it here. They were trying to make this, I believe, for like 17 years, going all the way back to the 90s. I know Quentin Tarantino was on board to make it at one point.
Oh, really?
Nick Cassavetes was on board to make it at one point, and then eventually even Jon Favreau was gonna make Captain America and make it like a comedy.
Oh, really?
And then he switched over to this. So there was all kinds of different things going on, and eventually became what it was.
And this is a real good movie. Now, I've seen it a million times, so like it's hard to be like, oh, this is so great.
Kevin Smith says this is a perfect movie.
I don't know if it's a perfect movie. Even though I've seen it a million times, when I watch it this time, I forget what an asshole he is in the beginning.
Yeah, I think this has one of the best openings to a Marvel movie. Like
I thought I was watching like Generation Kill.
Yeah, he's like being an asshole in the car. He's taking pictures. He's like, I don't want to see this on your MySpace. The car blows up. Guy gets like shot. All the bullets go through the car with him. He gets out. Missile lands next to him. It's one of his missiles that he's made.
Yeah.
And then he's kidnapped. And then you're like, what the fuck? And then it's like, what's it, like 2 weeks earlier or a couple days earlier?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a really good, and Jeff Bridges is really good in this.
Yeah. Really good.
It's not like he's not good in other stuff, but like I think that helps.
Mm-hmm.
When they got, I mean, obviously Robert Downey Jr. is great, but like he wasn't at the time, and getting Jeff Bridges on board, and Jon Favreau obviously knows how to make stuff. It was great, and
Jon Favreau should just make everything now.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
This is the part of the show where I get screenshots of trivia on my phone and I read it to you guys.
Ba-ba-da!
So the script was not complete when they started filming this movie, but it was about like I think 70% of the movie, maybe more, was improv.
Oh.
And I guess Robert Downey Jr. like did really, really well with it being improv, but Gwyneth Paltrow and Jeff Bridges did not like that, and they had a really tough time with the improv.
Oh,
Which was interesting because I read a lot of this before watching the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And watching it, you're like, it's unbelievable that like a lot of this is just them coming up with it on the spot. Like I think they probably had the outline and where they wanted the story to go, but I don't think the dialogue was there at all.
I mean, I could picture Gwyneth Paltrow having a problem with it because I saw her on Jon Favreau's chef show.
Yeah.
And she forgot she was in Spider-Man.
And we cooked at the Optimist and we had a dinner. Well, yeah, we were in Spider-Man together. Remember we were on Spider-Man?
We weren't in Spider-Man.
Yes, we were.
At the isn't the end?
Well,
where-
I was just gonna say the ending line, "I am Iron Man." When he reveals it, Robert Downey Jr. improvised that line, and they were editing it on the right before the movie was gonna come out. Kevin Feige, who's in charge of all these movies, was like, "Yeah, we'll do that, and we'll just get no superhero identity hiding anymore. We'll just get rid of that." So because of his improvisation, that affected every other movie with that.
Yeah, and that's
Pretty
what
cool.
that's what they do good. Starting with, well, I guess it starts with this movie, but like it doesn't continue as well until you get to the later phases.
Yeah.
But it's just making, okay, we did this, so now we have to do this. It's something Star Wars probably should have took a little.
They're filthy junk traders who sold you off for drinking money.
So Rachel McAdams was Jon Favreau's first choice to play Pepper Potts.
I wish he would have went with her.
Yeah, as I read that, I was like, oh, I would have liked that so much better. Now, she isn't Doctor Strange, and I like her in that, but I prefer her in this role.
Do you not like Gwyneth?
She's kind of annoying to me, too.
I don't like Gwyneth.
I
like the name Pepper Potts. I like that name. Totally
He's like, I love her name in the movie.
That's
I
funny.
do not like Gwyneth. I mean, she wasn't terrible. She wasn't bad, but I just don't like her. Never have. I don't know. Just something about her.
We should all get one of her. Doesn't she sell those golden eggs that you can put in your vagina, like to help it get strong? We could all buy one of her golden eggs.
I have no golden egg or vagina.
We could all put it in our assholes. You want to put a golden egg in your asshole?
Not really.
I guess there goes that plan.
I don't mind her. I don't know.
She's okay to me, but I would prefer anybody else in the role.
I don't know if I like her.
I just felt like they should have got someone hotter as being like he went 12 for 12 with the Maxim females except for March, but luckily December had twins. But he did go 12 for 12.
Is that your favorite quote of the movie?
Isn't that going 12 for 13?
It is.
Yeah.
But
okay.
but I mean,
Hey, it was
that's what he
improvised
said,
probably.
Yeah.
You know, anyways, but like I just feel like you know, and then he gets that reporter from Vanity Fair, like
yeah.
and then it's like he.
I gotta be honest. At first, I was
fucking
like,
Pepper
I thought
Potts.
this was a very Hess rant to go on, but when he's getting with all the girls, I was like, that's interesting that he does all that and then gets with Gwyneth Paltrow.
But she's not ugly.
It's true.
But she's not those women.
Oh, fucking.
She's not on the cover of
The
Maxim.
fucking girl that. The reporter that he was just talking about was banging fucking. What's his name in Entourage?
Oh yeah.
What's the fucking.
Artie Lang.
Artie Lang.
Yeah.
She was banging Artie Lang.
I couldn't fucking think of it. I just kept picturing his caved-in nose. So, do you want to know, according to Jon Favreau, who were some other people that were going to get this role?
Iron Man?
There's a lot of Iron Man. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I've heard a few of them.
Clive Owens, Sam Rockwell was really close to having the role.
That's interesting.
I could totally see that, especially because he's in the other one. Hugh Jackman was offered the role.
That's weird.
And then the last piece of trivia I got here is in early drafts of the script, Howard Stark, Iron Man's father, was a ruthless industrial who becomes War Machine.
Oh.
Which would have been so different for the rest of these movies.
Yeah.
Unless they were going to do like a Ant-Man type thing where, you know, like there was an Ant-Man before Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. So he's War Machine, and maybe that's why he makes Iron Man. But I feel like that would kind of undermine him in the cave. If his dad was like made a War Machine suit way back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know how.
Unless it was just the power.
Yeah, I don't know how that would have went, but
the guy that helped him in the cave is the guy from Bad Boys, right?
I think so, but I'm not 100% on that.
This is Freeze Mother Bitches.
Freeze, mother bitches!
Is there a reason why Jeff Bridges is named Obadiah?
That's just
That's
his.
just like
That's just his comic book character's name.
Mm.
I don't know the exact.
Obadiah Stane, right?
Yeah. Daya.
At first, I thought his name was Jebediah. And I was like,
just as good.
Jesus.
Jebediah Stane.
Jebediah Stane. That's his son.
That almost sounds like a person.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You fucking hear Jebediah Stane across the street last night? Fuck.
You hear that fucking neighbor Jebediah over there? Some bitch was
That
riding her
reminds me. I
shit
won't.
last night.
There's not a great ending to this, but so like we woke you up last night.
I vaguely remember that.
Me and Taylor were walking Joey last night, and as we
Yeah.
were approaching the house, there was two people on both sides of it. We couldn't tell if it was either Nick's car or Taylor's car, and they were looking at it, and we were like, "That's fucking weird." So we were keeping our eye on them, and then they went 2 houses down and hid in like the back part by their backyard, and we're like, "That's really weird." And then another guy was walking this way, so we get to our house, we're walking up the driveway. The guy stops in our driveway and turns to us and just starts staring as we go inside, and we're like, "What the fuck is happening?" So we get inside, we lock the door, and we look out the window. And he's just standing in the driveway, starts staring at us. So I went over and I turned our light off by the driveway. And I was like, maybe he'll just assume if we turn that off, he should just get out of here or whatever. And he walks to the front by our window and just starts flipping us off.
Shut the fuck up.
And we're like, what the fuck? And then we're like, what the fuck? And then I forget, we went to go do something. Oh, I think Joey's freaking out. So we went to calm him down and we went back and the guy was gone. We were like, what the fuck? So we were looking and then we're like, okay, Taylor, just go take your shower. I'll keep watch for a little while and I'm just going to edit or whatever. And then right as I was saying that, the guy comes walking back, bends over in our driveway, and starts trying to light something. And we're like, is he lighting a firework? Like, what is he doing? And then he'd stop, he'd walk to the window, then he went back, and then he just bent over at that thing with his lighter for like 10 minutes in the driveway. And cars kept driving by, so like we would see him holding a lighter or something, but we couldn't tell what it was in his hand. And he left, and then eventually he started like charging really fast at the window, so we're like, okay, we're going to get them and probably either call 911 or we don't know what we're going to do.
I was going to say, why did you not just call the cops?
We were going to, but Taylor really wanted to get them, and I was like, okay, we'll decide. Should we call the cops or go tell them? So she wanted to go tell Nick.
Yeah, I got it.
And we got him, and the guy was gone again. But so I thought of this when I was in the shower this morning. You know, in Breaking Bad, when they draw that little sign outside the house. What if he was drawing something and not lighting something, and he's putting like a
crackhead circle?
Yeah, he's putting something in the driveway, like to know, like, hey, come hit this house.
You have a good imagination.
I just thought that because I was like, what was he doing down there? And then I was like, oh, what if he was drawing something like Breaking Bad?
Now
I would have just called the cops. Yeah, they probably would have arrested the guy. I mean, he was on your property.
He was there for a long time. It was at least a total of like 25 minutes.
And all you have to do is say he was threatening you and shit like that.
Yeah, it was just so weird. And I was like, why does this shit...
They woke me up, so I put my shoes on to go outside to see what they're doing, and I walk out there, and I'm like, all right, Jerome's having one of those things again.
You know what's the worst thing? I told Taylor this last night. I said, this is fucked up, because I know you didn't see anything. Now you're going to think this is like the bikers.
Yeah.
I also wondered if it was just homeless people like looking through our trash and shit because the trash and the recyclables were out.
But they were like at the car. They were at a car like looking. They were walking back and forth. They weren't like digging in trash or anything.
Well, and
one was in the street, one was on the sidewalk.
They're probably seeing if our doors were unlocked.
Maybe, yeah. But it was really weird.
Then I'm like, fuck, did I leave my sunglasses in my car? Did I lock it?
No. But yeah, so that's that. I don't remember what Hess had said something that made me think of that.
Who knows?
Jebediah, the fucking neighbors are being.
Oh yeah, the neighbors. There we go.
Yeah, that was it.
Thanks. You guys ready to recast? Should we recast Tony? I can't talk. Recast Tony Stark only.
Got a little excited there.
I thought you were gonna say recap Iron Man. And I was
should we only recast him, or should we try to recast him and the bad guy?
I was thinking we should.
I want to recast Gwyneth Paltrow.
Recast.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
What about Rhodey?
Well, they already did that.
Oh, okay.
We could do that too if we want.
I was thinking Don
Who
Cheadle.
was he originally supposed to be?
No, he's Terrence Howard, but then in the next movie he wanted more.
I know.
Okay. You asked a question.
I know who Terrence Howard is.
No, that's not what I was saying.
No, he's saying
he plays him in this movie, and then the next movie he wanted more money than Robert Downey Jr., so they replaced him.
They were like, we can get Don Cheadle.
Yeah, and Don Cheadle is so much better. It was weird in this movie. I can't see Don Cheadle as that character. I feel like he's so different.
It is different.
I like it so much more. Oh no, I didn't write down, but we do have to talk about each movie. Is the Stan Lee cameo? I know you hate those, but he's dead now, so you have to respect him.
Whatever.
I don't remember seeing him.
It was.
Oh yes, I do.
He tapped on the.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, that's about how. That's about how stupid as they get.
Yeah.
So let's recast. I'll go. We'll take turns. So I'll go first as for Tony Stark. I'm gonna replace him. I'm gonna replace him as something we would do now, not like them making it back then.
Oh, I was thinking back then, but go ahead.
I did too, but I want to change mine because I think Taika Waititi as Tony Stark would be so interesting, and I think it'd
Who
be.
the fuck that is?
He's a director. He's an actor too.
Yeah,
but he would be so interesting in the role. I can because I was trying to think of someone that could like improv a lot like Robert Downey Jr. and could be goofy like that and kind of be serious and stuff. And I feel like he'd work so well in it.
You also need someone who's well.
And then maybe you can even have him direct his own movie too.
Oh, you just shit cannon.
Well, no, I was just saying that would be interesting too. I really liked it. As I was thinking about that, I was like, wow, I wonder what
maybe
that would
he'll be
like.
the new Iron Man.
Taika Waititi as Iron Man. That's gonna be Ironheart on Disney Plus. But so that's my Iron Man is Taika Waititi.
Oh, so who do you got for Gwyneth Paltrow?
Anybody really?
Anybody in the world, Jerome. I'll cast Jerome as Gwyneth Paltrow.
I'm trying. Who's
Pepper Potts.
Oh, she's
yeah,
not.
I don't know.
She's not bad though.
She's not bad,
not-
but I do think
She's a good actress.
I think other people could do a better job.
She's a good actress.
Yeah, but I do think
I
other
do
people
like
could do a better
the
job.
I do like the Rachel McAdams. I wish she was in
Yeah,
it.
I did really like that.
Is that why you like Seven so much?
Why?
Because her head's in a box at the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now
What's in the box?
the truth comes out.
What's in the fucking box?
So I was thinking the only person I could think of that reminds me of Robert Downey Jr.
I think.
See, but I do think you gotta. It doesn't have to be Robert Downey Jr.
I know.
That's what I kept trying to think of. I was like, who could? Because like especially because this one was improv. I was like, oh, so he just kind of created the role here and made it whatever.
There's one person who comes to my mind, and it's Jeremy Piven.
Oh, that'd be so weird.
Just from his Ari or when he played Ari Gold, because he was kind of like that, kind of like a dick. He talked really fast.
I could see that. That would be so weird.
That would be weird.
But that'd be cool. I would like to see what that would be like.
So in my head, I pictured me at a desk, and I pictured
Like right
Robert Downey Jr. All right, well, we like you, but we're gonna go with and then
you haven't be like, I am Iron Man. Like, nah.
Well, not yet. Calm down. So then there's like 52 people in the next room, but I could only come up with one, and I had Charlie Sheen.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
You think so?
I think that would be horrible. Well, Charlie Sheen now or young Charlie Sheen? I think young Charlie Sheen would be cool. An old man Charlie Sheen now, I don't think would do very well.
Not now. Not after he went crazy.
So like, I
not
think,
winning Charlie Sheen.
like
2.5 Men Charlie Sheen. Like
I think even that might be too old. I still think that might be too old.
Oh, maybe.
What about Charlie Sheen like Ferris Bueller?
Major League
Drugs.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, I do. I think young Charlie Sheen could do very well.
Platoon Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
I just because we all know he's had a few women problems like Iron Man.
One or two.
Yeah.
He's been known to do a drug or two. And
Sure.
I think we should do a Charlie Sheen podcast, and we try every drug he's ever done during it.
I was gonna say watch all his movies. I'd be down.
No,
for that.
we do all the movies. In every movie, we just do one more drug that he's done. So first one, we'll like, all right, let's all drink, and we'll just continue going down.
Do you know he made some biker movie here once, and like was in the hospital where Marshall worked? He got like food poisoning.
Did
or
she
something.
see him?
She knew he was there.
And she didn't go like track him down and say hi?
No, but one nurse went home with him one night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like the nurse was married.
Wow.
Yeah. Charlie Sheen.
It's fucking nurses.
See, he's like, yeah, I went
Fuck
12 for 12.
If we did the Charlie Sheen podcast, we could call it fucking nurses with Nick and Josh.
Wow.
Coming at you live from Jerome's bedroom. Wink.
Nice.
Wink, wink.
Well, I like all their choices. That would be so weird movie seeing those ones.
Yeah, I think they went good with Robert Downey Jr. But
I do think he's the best for the role, but I like all their choices. Do we want to try to recast the bad guy? Jebediah Stane. Obadiah Stane. I keep saying Jebediah now because I Obadiah Stane.
I think we should rename him to Jebediah.
we could put the Big Lebowski sweater on him and then see how that would work.
Maybe.
Be like,
What if John Goodman was Jebediah Stane?
Big boy.
So it doesn't matter the size. He's in a big boy Iron Man
Jeff
suit.
Bridges isn't little.
Yeah, no, but I mean, good. Well, I mean, if we're talking, like, one point Goodman was really fat.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with it?
That's my pick.
John Goodman's
I think
fucking
John
awesome
Goodman would be really
and-
interesting as a bad guy. I mean, because he is kind of a bad guy, kind of not in Cloverfield. 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Are you just saying that because they're both in Big Lebowski? So I should say Steve Buscemi.
Maybe that's why that popped in my head. I
Yeah.
didn't even mean to do that.
I'll do Steve Buscemi.
Oh, that'd be fucking weird. That'd be so weird.
That would be a little weird.
Who do you want to be Jebediah Stane?
Ron Perlman.
Oh, that'd be good. I like that.
His forehead's too big. No, I'm just kidding.
I really like that. That'd be cool.
I haven't seen him in a lot of shit.
Really?
He's Sons of Anarchy, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't get into that shit.
He was Hellboy too.
Yeah.
Hellboy, yeah.
He's Hellboy 1 also.
Wow.
What a guy.
Hellboy 1 also.
So is that it for anybody else you don't recast in the movie?
Stanley.
Who'd you recast him as Hugh Hefner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, Stan.
I thought at first I was like, that's not Hugh Hefner. I'm like, oh, that's Stanley.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he did. I didn't even know he did a little cameo.
He has the cameo in every single Marvel movie ever.
What do we watch next? Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk's next. Then Iron Man 2. Yeah. And then,
Who plays Hulk?
Edward Norton.
yeah, he's pretty cool. And then Liv Tyler's in it too. She's his love interest that never shows back up.
How excited I am to watch fucking Hulk. But okay.
No,
I got news for you. I'm not that excited either.
Yeah, that one's pretty okay. That one's
Yeah.
pretty okay. What was your least favorite thing about the movie?
Well, it's not. So it's funny because you guys both said it's like the best opening ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not.
And you didn't like it?
No, it's not that I don't like it. The way he's acting about like, oh, I banged this person, I did this. Oh, would you do that? And it's like, it's not like he's still that way, but it was more extreme in the beginning in that part of the movie, and it just doesn't.
Well, I think he was just trying to impress those dudes though.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's
Because he was like, they think I'm cool. I'm gonna show them how cool I am.
Yeah. I thought he was kind of like being pretty cool about it.
I guess I just to me it's different. It's almost, it reminds me of when Ari. I don't know why we keep talking about Entourage, but you know how in the first episode of Entourage in the pilot he's like completely different.
Yeah, well, it's like Saul and
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. I disagree. I don't think it's like that in this movie. But for your thing, it's like Saul's first is like, hey, Justin slapping his assistant on the ass and all that. And
Yeah,
it's like,
he
you want
did.
to come home with me?
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
I think it's the same all around. Well, until he gets kidnapped and then he gets a little better.
But there's nothing in here that I don't really like, so it's a stretch to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would that's what I would go with for me at least.
Okay. Do you have one, Hess? Your least favorite part of the movie?
Not really. I mean, not really. Like
I was gonna say mine is the Stan Lee cameo. That's just the part I rolled my eyes at.
Yeah.
Because I like everything else in it is pretty good.
Yeah, me too. But I was
Like there was nothing like in the opening. They kidnap him. That whole part of him. I think my best scene is him escaping with his first Iron Man suit.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
He's flamethrowing people. Flies up in the air. What's really cool. You see the trailer for Loki, the TV show. Like he crashes in the desert, and then in Loki he crashes in the desert too, and it looks very parallel. Like they completely did it on purpose.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I
I don't think I've seen that. Have I?
sent it to you, but I don't know if you watched
I
it.
must not have.
that's low key crazy.
Wow.
Look at Hess
He's
making Marvel jokes already.
You know what? Also, one of my least favorite things is when they show Howard Stark
Oh, really?
because it's not the same Howard
Isn't
Stark.
it a different actor? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, but it's like so hard.
It is.
They
What's
didn't know
really
whether-
interesting is I'm gonna tiptoe around this to avoid spoilers for Hess.
Okay.
But I thought it was. I really appreciated that they show him die in this. Like they show the car accident in the newspaper and all that. And then in Civil War what we see.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's really good attention to detail. That I knew it was that way, but I never paid too much attention to see that.
Yeah, that's true.
But as I saw it when they showed the newspaper, I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing is him, now that you mentioned it, is him escaping too, because that's really cool. Because it's the buildup of like...
It was that reminded me of like episode 1 of season 2 of The Mandalorian when they're fighting the
especially-
Great Dragon.
I also like when he comes back and blows up the shit. And then
Oh, I like that too.
And then
he
the
saves that kid's dad, and he shoots his little missile at the tank or whatever.
And then he gets in the fight kind of with the...
I do like that when
Airplanes.
he calls Rhodey and he's like, it's me, I'm on here. And they're like, what? You can't just send drones over here. He's like, no, it's a suit. I'm in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that whole scene too. Because the fucking fighter just want to blow him up and they can't even catch
Yeah,
it.
and then he ends up having to save the guy.
Yeah, which is really cool.
What's your favorite scene, Ness?
I don't know. Probably the end fight scene where they're both in robot suits.
Oh, I like that too. I do. My favorite moment about that is when he brings him up and he's like, "How did you fix the cooling factor?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "What?" And then
Nice.
and the whole thing ices up, and then he falls down because like that's cool. Like they built that up at the beginning with him doing that.
Apparently, he fucking figured it out on the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or his suit was so big it just kind of comforted him when he landed.
Well, and I mean, like, you know, and I thought it was funny because like when they're both going up, you know, obviously he's trying to get him higher to ice him up so he suit malfunctions or whatever. But I mean, that thing, it looked like a rocket ship taking off underneath him. He had so much smoke and shit coming out of his feet.
Yeah.
And Iron Man just had those like the lights or whatever.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
But I mean, the big suit was just, it looked like a rocket ship taking off.
One of my favorite
like,
things that Jeff Bridges
Jesus.
does in the movie is when he yells, and we get to see it again in Spider-Man.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, how pissed would you be if you try to get him killed?
Yeah.
He fucking weasels his way out of it. Fucking
Became Iron Man because you got him kidnapped.
yeah, and he
Think how pissed off Thanos is.
wow. But and then he invents the little. Well, he didn't invent it, but he
Made a smaller version of there.
yeah. And then he wants to get it, and then you get it, and you steal it, and you try to. You don't kill him, but you almost kill him again.
Yeah.
And then he beats you with his own shit at the end.
I like that too when he just gets rid of his arc reactor thing, and Pepper Potts puts in the thing to proof that Tony Stark has a heart,
Yeah.
and then that ends up saving his life.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Pepper would save the day.
Is Pepper in the second one? Is it
She's
the
in
same
all
Pepper?
of
She's in a ton of these movies.
Yeah. Get used to her.
She's in like every
Right.
event. I don't know if she's in Avengers 2 actually. Maybe I don't remember. But she's in
I don't think she is.
most of the Avengers and every Iron Man. My favorite character, obviously besides Tony Stark, I think, is his little robot that he yells at all the time.
The one that
The one that like tries to blow out the fire, and he's like, you blow me one more time, I'm gonna and then what is he? I'm turning
I'm
into blow
going to
dryers.
donate you to a community college.
Yeah,
he's the one that gave him the thing at the end.
yeah, that's it. And then
Yeah.
that one's like, here you go, and he's like, thanks, buddy.
Good boy.
What I thought was just strange though in that part.
It's weird
is
that all his
puts
friends are robots.
So much effort into slamming it down to break it that I feel like that's what like kind of because he did that and then kind of passed out. And then you just like smash it a little bit, or like tell the robot
No,
to smash
you know,
it.
that
Because he
actually-
did so much force into that and then
He's
passed
like,
out.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
It
about
was
that
a bit much. I was like, you could have probably saved your life a little
It
earlier.
was a little dramatic.
Yeah.
He knew the cameras on him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's how it rolls. That's how it rolls.
So I that's all I got written down. Anything else you guys want to?
That's all you got?
Yeah, we did overall thoughts, trivia, recast, best and worst.
Should we give it an overall rating out of 10 or something
Oh,
like
good.
that?
How many Iron Men out of 10 do you want to give this movie?
Iron
No,
Man.
how many Marvel stars or something? Since
Okay, we'll do Marvel's. Oh,
How about how many?
let's do
Infinity
how many
Stones?
Pleeka smiley faces do we give this out of 10?
out of 10,
Out of 10,
You go first.
you go first.
I'm gonna give it like a 7.9.
Oh, okay,
We didn't say anything about points.
that's
I'm scared.
that's surprising to me. I'll probably give this 8.5
Here's my question.
out of 10.
Are me and you? He's not. Are we rating this against other other Marvel movies or just movies in general?
We're just rating it we'll just rate it each time in general. We won't.
It's in Marvel.
We will rank them separately as we go on through the movies. But just rank this in general as a movie.
In general, as a movie, what did you give it?
Gave it like 8.5.
I'd say 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
So overall, we
So
gave
I
it.
was right around.
We
Yeah.
all gave it about the same thing.
Yeah.
Next week we get to watch Incredible Hulk. What's really interesting about these movies is they're made by different. They're not Disney yet, which is so weird. Like
yeah.
up until Avengers, they're not Disney.
Well, that is kind of when it took off too.
Yeah,
I mean,
because like I
did
didn't
really
I didn't
well.
see any of these movies. I saw Iron Man 2 in theaters because Brian begged me to go with him, and then I liked that so much. Then I saw Captain America with you because you like Captain America a lot.
Yeah.
And then after that, me and you caught up to go see Avengers when it first came out. But so we didn't start watching these until like Iron Man 2, Captain America. We missed a bunch of these.
Hess won't have much to give to this yet, but so where's Iron Man rank in your Marvel people?
Oh, like as a character?
Yeah.
He's at the top of mine.
I would think. He's also at the bottom, unfortunately.
For me, I would say he's pretty high up there, but not the top.
Yeah, me too.
I'd say maybe like third.
He grows on me,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm definitely not Team Iron Man.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, I do have one question for Hess before we sign off.
It's 12 inches, and yes, he'll put it in your mouth.
Is it a donut?
Oh, sorry. No, I thought you were talking about his penis.
Oh, okay. Did you watch the after credit scene?
No.
You know what's funny? I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it either?
I completely forgot about that. What was it? I don't remember.
It's Samuel Jackson.
Oh, Samuel Jackson. Yeah.
I thought it was weird because there was like 12 minutes left.
I was
when
gonna
the
fucking
credits started
text
rolling,
you.
and I was like, God damn! I'm like, that's a lot of goddamn credits. But I was like, must just been a fucking long song or something.
I completely forgot. Iron Man finished. I was like, cool. Watch the Iron Man. And I was writing down some stuff. I made the thumbnail and all that shit. Completely forgot about the end credit scene.
So
I'll have to write that. I'm gonna write that down here actually, so we can talk about
from
the end
now
credit scenes.
on,
Are there
watch
end
the
credit scenes?
This is where it came from.
Yeah. So, sometimes there's two in the movies,
Yes, fuck yeah. There's
so you can just fast forward to them.
Jesus.
sometimes it's the best part of the fucking movie.
Yeah, when you're watching Thor: The Dark World. Yeah.
What about Doctor Strange?
You know what'd be funny is that I hate it so much in the past, but maybe now I'm a changed person. But what if we watch it now and I love it?
It'd be just like
I'm
you.
a change.
And I'm like you, and I'm like, oh, when they fucking do the shoot through the portal, made me laugh.
So I like Doctor Strange. That's a great movie.
Mm-hmm. He'll like it too, cause
Rachel McAdams.
yeah.
But he hates.
Yeah, but I don't like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Do you like anybody?
But see, that's the thing with you. I think sometimes you're like, I don't like him, but you've never. What have you seen him in?
I got Sherlock.
Oh, you watched the
You
show,
watch
Cheryl?
Sherlock?
That's surprising.
My sister is like in love with him.
I like him. He's cool.
Yeah, I like him quite a bit.
But like that, I love that movie. But that after credit scene might be the best, one of the best ones.
Yeah, I like that.
Directed by.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
But y'all ready to wrap up our first episode of Idiot's Guide to the Marvel Universe?
Sure.
Sure.
How do we
With the hidey ho.
how do we sign off the Idiot's Guide to the Marvel Universe?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes Iron Man
Oh.
on an Idiot's Guide to the Pleeka's Universe. I'm Hess.
Is it Pleeka's universe?
I don't know why I said Pleeka's Universe.
Oh, we could start our own universe.
Wow, I'm gonna be in charge of the multiverse.